some toys in the side seat. Let's get on home and see what we need to do. It's a beautiful sky today. I think I might turn up the air conditioner a little bit. There we go. Rusty's. We made it home. Let's go check you out and show you where you're going. My shop's a mess. Turn on my lights. So, evening shop. Got actually some exciting news on this messy mess that I left this weekend. Out of the rat's nest of wiring and the messes going on in here, as much as we have wiring on the floors and things this way, so a little recap of the original engine harness and things that were in the engine. Stuff like the AC compressor was wired to the factory harness of that 6.1 Hemi that was in it. So with that harness and things out, trying to find where those wires tied into the car's wiring harness is why we had to cut all the wiring out underneath there, tear all that out, rip it down out from underneath the dash, and make it all work. But then after I did that, I had like dome lights that were not working, things that weren't happy, all that kind of fun stuff. So progress report, as of last night, everything works. The power doors or the power locks, the alarm, the dome lights, the fire, it fires up headlights, turn signals. I actually had... my headlights weren't working, and this headlight switch is kind of cool. It's a hot rod switch, so halfway out is low beam, all the way out is high beam. So there's low, there's high. And I had tail lights and turn signal, but I didn't have headlights. I wiggled the switch. I thought I had a bad switch. And being it's been sitting forever and a day, the screws in the back of the switch were a little rusty and corroded. And they were actually getting crazy hot. I reached my hand back behind the dash and could hardly touch the switch. And it was just the switch needed to be pulled apart, the wire terminals cleaned, a better connection made, and that's working. But this wheel that kind of matched the ugly 20s that were on it, and the paddle shifters that are here, that are no longer part of this car, need to go. So I believe that's what's in this box. So let's take a look at that over here. There's no sponsorship of where I buy the stuff. It's just, they seem to have decent customer service of some returns and things that way. So they've just been one of my quicker go-tos. So I've been going to them a little more regularly on my purchases. Don't need paperwork. We've got two fun surprises here. This is the part that I think is going to be kind of fun. Oh, it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Dun, 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 dun. Da-da. So, I mean, this car is very far from traditional. So I think a wood steering wheel, things like that, are not what we want to go with. Take that. Oh, we're going more blue stitching, velvet leather, kind of more modern-y racy car. Blue car. I so far like. I was kind of curious on the offset of it. This has a nice pitch too. It is the same diameter as that. So honestly, very happy with that. I'm going to change that center wheel piece somehow, paint that different color or something. But here's the part that I was kind of think should make it fun if this is the right one and if it fits. This is open sesame. This is a quick detach. Somehow you lift that and center that out. That piece sends in. So that's the collar that goes on the car. This mounts to the wheel. This goes on here. So it should be a quick detach steering wheel, which I think is really cool. It'd be kind of fun. I'm a little bit of a bigger guy anyway, so getting in and out of the car should make it quick and fast to take it out, plus a secondary security of turning on the alarm, taking things out, take the steering wheel out of it. So I hope this fits this steering column and steering wheel, and if it doesn't, boo-hoo on me. But I'm going to go in, see the puppies and the wife, and maybe have a little dinner. Maybe come out after dinner, play in here, throw it in the car, see how it looks. This could be something done way after it's driving, but I'm more curious than anything. I'm already thinking that's wrong. I might need to drill these holes out, or maybe this adapter goes away and these bolt holes here line up to that. All right. Actually, I think that's what it is. I think these come out. Those holes go here. This centerpiece probably does something different. Grunt. Plus, I don't know if that fits the column. So I'll take it all apart and see. I took this centerpiece off of this. This is like an adapter for that outer piece. Like I said, those holes would fit those holes. Oops, those holes would fit there. But I'm pretty positive that those three holes line up with those three holes. So that bolts on like that. Which, honestly, I think the further out I can make this, the more comfortable I'll be, because I'll have the seat all the way back. And then that collar fits there. But then I was just looking with the Mr. Snappy rings. Back over here. Messy. That then this goes on here, but I can't get it to go all the way on because I'm hitting the horn ring, and there's a little snap ring here. So I'm going to pop that snap ring off, and then I'll take a look at it. I haven't even gone inside yet because I start playing and I have fun. So let's see what this does real quick. Can I do it with one hand? No, I cannot. Ooh, I'm going to need a smaller pair of snap ring pliers. Oh, or not. Look at me. Boom. There's that. Now does that hold this in? Does the turn signals and everything still work? Does that hub fit in there? Or should I put that back on and just grind that little collar off? Because now I can put that all the way down there. Now, of course, this gaping hole here, I'm going to have to make some sort of this big gap here between the wheel and the column. Definitely looks silly and dumb, but there's enough there I can get the nut on to catch that after it's kind of tapped further on, and then pull the collar. This should stay exposed. So I need some sort of piece of metal. I'll just take a black piece of metal, make a washer with a hole in it, paint it black, maybe tack weld it to this edge so that that's part of that collar. And when it comes off, it'll expose all this. And then I'll have a removable steering wheel. And then if I don't want that collar on, I can probably put that other plate on and then bring the wheel closer. wires. But that's pretty cool. Quick detached steering wheel. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see something. I have an idea. Wheel. It's got the blue mark on it, so when you're going really fast, you don't have to look down, you know when the steering wheel is facing upward, when like you're drifting and spinning the tires sideways and stuff, or it just kind of looks cool. There we go. I actually really like it. I think it'll work really good. So that's tonight's project. I'll go inside. If I do any more, I'll update it and I'll post this little steering wheel video. Tutu for now. So I found me a grinding disc that has happened to be wore down to the exact size of the hole in there. That would be a nice cover piece. So I clamped it to a piece of metal and took the plasma cutter and traced the grinder, drilled a hole in the center. So now I have the washer. Matter of fact, what gave me the idea is that hole was actually perfect for, this is kind of funny. Ready? Do you want a filler plate? A filler plate. Ah. I mean, spray paint it black and it was done, right? So, that's where I'm at. Make that hole a little bit bigger and paint it black. All right, here's the final project. I put the horn ring back in with the snap ring on, the little nub for the wire for the horn, which we're not going to have a horn button on it. Then we took our homemade donut that we made. This will go here. This will get painted black. I'm going to put a little bit of an adhesive right on this horn ring, so this will mount to this. If you ever really have to get it off, you just pry and pop it off. It'll be a light adhesive so that this will pivot smoothly inside. So this will just be, it'll look like part of that. Then this collar goes there. Then we should have finished nut. This will go on when it rings tight. And then the piece de resistance, the new wheel. Come on. Much easier to do with one hand. But then that will go on there. I can do it with two hands, just did it a minute ago. But basically that, let's see here. And there it is, all the way down, sticking out just a little bit. So there's that and that and that. Plenty of room to put your fingers in there to pop it off and pull it right off. Ta-da! And then put that on. But I just found out that the nut is hitting the back of the wheel thing. So I need to drill out that center hole so that it doesn't hit the nut. No big deal. That is that. Night, y'all.